Mr. Mark, if I might, just tell me about the 22nd Amendment. What does it provide?
The 22nd Amendment, Senator, my career has mostly been in criminal prosecution. I haven't had an opportunity to use that one specifically.
Anyone able to help on the 22nd Amendment to the United States Constitution?
Well, Senator, I believe it is the amendment that deals with a two-term limitation on
Correct.
service.
It states no person shall be elected to the office of the president more than twice. Mr. Mark, is President Trump eligible to run for president again in 2028?
Senator, without considering all the facts and looking at everything, depending on what the situation is, this to me strikes as more of a hypothetical of something that could be.
It's not a hypothetical. Has President Trump been elected president twice?
President Trump has been certified the President of the United States 2 times.
Is he eligible to run for a third term under our Constitution?
I would have to review the
All I need to tell you is
it.
the language of the constitutional amendment that makes it clear that no, he is not eligible to run for a third term. Anybody else brave enough to say that the Constitution of the United States prevents President Trump from seeking a third term? Anybody willing to apply the Constitution by its plain language in the 22nd Amendment? Nobody.
Ladies and gentlemen, that embarrassing display was put on by John Mark, a Trump appointee who is hoping to be confirmed for a lifetime appointment to the federal judiciary. And he's pretending like he does not know what the 22nd Amendment to the Constitution of the United States says. The reason I'm saying that he's pretending to not know is because 1, he does not want to answer the question. 2, this performance is being put on for an audience of 1, Donald Trump. And 3, he would not be able to pass the bar exam in any state in this country without knowing the plain text of the amendments of the Constitution. It's also important to remember that in 1951, when the 22nd Amendment was ratified, it was the Republicans who proposed term limits on the presidency. This was following FDR winning 4 times in a row. The Republicans decided that they did not want to allow the Democrats to win the presidency in perpetuity, which is why they imposed term limits. Also important to remember is that conservative judges often brand themselves as originalist or strict constructionists, meaning that they believe in the plain text of the Constitution. So when Chris Coons asks him, what is the plain text reading of the Constitution? And he says, that seems more like a hypothetical. I'd have to look into the details. That means that he's signaling to Trump that he thinks there's a way to get around the 22nd Amendment to the Constitution so that Trump can run again for a third term. Perhaps an interesting follow-up from Chris Coons would be, hey, do you think that Joe Biden would be able to run for a third term? I guarantee if the exact same question was posed to him about Joe Biden, he'd have no trouble answering the question. At the end of the day, this is an extremely serious indictment on the appointees to the federal judiciary because of the fact that they have more loyalty to Trump, who is termed out, than they do to the Constitution or the country.